the main event.
This is your main event, Marks Podcast, brought to you by Belly Up Unhinged Radio Network Sports. I'm your first host, lifelong wrestling fan, former radio guy, cat dad, and the man who knows that wrestling is all about putting an ass every 18 inches, but I'm skipping that. And with me, as always, is the main event collector and figure hunting warrior. He's the WWE Walking Wrestling Encyclopedia and the Tom Code of my AJ. He's Greg. What up, Greg?
I'm not dropping a beat.
You need to, all right? I'm the dumb country hick, and you're the reluctant henchman.
No, because our reluctant henchman got caught in the bathroom stall doing meth or something. I'm good.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I think he, pulled the nose up, whatever.
He's going to be dead. Good for him, but no.
Yeah, I know. It's funny hearing some stories about like AJ Styles though, because like Jeremy Borash always talked about, they would go out to clubs and bars or whatever after the show, and he'd be sitting at the bar drinking like whatever non-alcoholic drink he was drinking that night, and he said all these other dudes are around there like trying to pick up girls, and women are literally walking up to him, the one married guy in the bar, and constantly giving him their phone number. And he was like, dude, he would have like a stack of phone numbers at the end of the night, and he'd just chuck them and walk out of the bar.
This is pre-soccer mom haircut, huh?
Oh yeah. This is when he took care and spiked his hair, But either way, ladies and gentlemen, we're going back to TNA, and today it's back at 2007, and
why wouldn't we be?
Yeah, well, we got to finish out the year, man. We're trucking along, doing the year 2007.
If there's anything I like doing, it's finishing. So let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm talking about finishing recording. That's what I mean.
Well, and for once, we're going to be finishing on time. I'm used to anyway. But today we're going to be talking about Genesis, and this one was different, just because I don't know, some stuff happened, man. So one thing I feel like it was. I don't know, it was cool, but I feel like TNA made it seem like it was bigger than what it was.
No.
I know.
They have never done that before.
I know. I
think you're lying.
Well, this is kind of setting up because, obviously we're closing in on the end of 2007, so they're kind of setting up for stuff going into next year. And there are three things one's been going on for like the past month, and it's continuing on. It's starting to heat up here at Genesis. Another one I honestly didn't see coming until, at the time, I didn't see it coming until here. And then there was a big debut, a big debut on the show. Yeah. And we're going to get into all of that on the other end of, on the other end of this break, it's going to be the news and notes. And then we're going to get into all, Genesis of 2007.
Yeah, buy some stuff.
Yeah, but before we do all of that, time out here real quick to let you know that the Main Event Marks is sponsored by Swift Lifestyles. They are clean energy drinks and focus enhancers, great tasting vitamins, and big brain nootropics that are made and shipped from the USA. Go to swiftlifestyles.com and use our special promo code Main Event Marks, all one word, to get 15% off your order. It's Main Event Marks, all one word, to get 15% off your order at checkout. And now we're going to take our first break. On the other end, we're going to get into all the news and notes. Just, we're closing in a couple weeks before we cut into the bird, man. So gobble, gobble. Here's your first break. Follow the Main Event Marks at facebook.com/Main Event Marks Pod, on Twitter at Main Event _Marks, and on Instagram at Main Event _Marks and at Main Event Collector. Get ready to rumble in your new Main Event Marks merchandise. We've got t-shirts, hoodies, masks, hats, stickers, pins, and much more on our Redbubble store. That's maineventmarks.redbubble.com. You can also pick up some awesome clothing items with the latest updated show graphics on our Bonfire store. That's bonfire.com/store/main event marks. Support your favorite retro wrestling podcast and pick up some cool swag on our Bonfire and Redbubble stores. That's maineventmarks.redbubble.com. shop.redbubble.com and bonfire.com/store/main-event-marks.
What's up, everybody? I am the hardest part of the ring, the host of the Apron Bump podcast. Ugh, another wrestling podcast. How many times can I listen to fans tell me who needs a push, who doesn't need a push, who brings Vince's coffee these days? Enough! The Apron Bump is about the journey. It's about nostalgia. It's about discovering new forms of wrestling to really tickle your pickle as a wrestling fan. The podcast brings you reviews of wrestling events all over the world, whether it's WWF, WWE, WCW, ECW. We even cover the golden eras of Ring of Honor, Progress, TNA, and more promotions in the future as well. New episodes every Wednesday. Bump Day, yeah? Go to apronbump.com or go to your favorite podcast platform or YouTube and subscribe today for the most diverse, fan-friendly wrestling podcast in the world. I'm Hard.
Marks are available wherever you get podcasts and on YouTube. Find all of our links on our link tree at linktr.ee/main event marks. And we're back. Real quick, we want to let you know that the Main Event Marks is sponsored by Shocked Energy. Shocked Energy is a healthier alternative to traditional energy drinks that gives the energy that gamers need while in a long session without skimping on their health. Their products come in a powder form and you mix them into water. You can either choose from green apple or watermelon. You can also try both if you get their sample kit. Use our special link that is down in the podcast description, or you can simply go to shockedenergy.com at checkout. Use the promo code MAINEVENT, all one word, to save 10% on your order. That's promo code MAINEVENT, and you're going to save 10% at checkout. Do you like your coffee like you like your podcasts? Gimmick and politics free? Well, so do we here at the Main Event Marks, and so do the guys and gals at Coffee Brand Coffee, where they ditch the gimmicks. You see, when you buy your coffee from other roasters, chances are that they've been sitting on the shelf for heaven knows how long. Don't rob yourself of freshness. At Coffee Brand Coffee, they roast to order, ensuring that you get the freshest coffee possible. And as Greg will tell you, that's what counts. Coffee Brand Coffee offers bagged coffee as well as K-Cups, and for the non-coffee people, they offer a variety of teas and cocos. Just click on the link down in the podcast description or go to coffeebrandcoffee.com and use our promo code MAINEVENT, all one word, at checkout to get 5% off your order. That's coffeebrandcoffee.com, and use the promo code MAINEVENT to save 5% at checkout. It is news and notes time. Oh yeah, I got one to crack here in a little bit, but
the tide got rolled, man, as of this recording.
Yeah.
No volunteers.
That's nuts. And I just, I went back and was listening to another podcast we did not too long ago, and I was crapping on the volunteers, but man, they're doing good this season. How about that? What are you drinking today?
Sparkling ice caffeine.
How about that?
Zero sugar, so.
Well, this first story I got here, unfortunately, we've got another death we got to talk about. This sucks.
And this is like hot off the heels of the them instituting the wellness policy. So,
yeah, right. Well, this one, it's one of them where it's like it's sad, but I don't know if it's shocking. You know what I mean? Because well, I'll say why here in a second. The Fabulous Moolah died on November 2nd at the age of 84 in Columbia, South Carolina. The state newspaper from South Carolina is reporting that, according to the Fabulous Moolah's daughter, Mary Austin, she probably died from a heart attack or blood clot. Moolah underwent shoulder replacement surgery just days before she passed away. An official cause of death has not been made public. She was the first female to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Well, it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what I said.
I know what people have said about her, but doesn't mean anyone needs to die. Okay. So.
Well, the thing is, some of it was, her attitude, whatever, you can back that up. But some of the other, more nefarious claims from the dark side of the ring, I feel like they gave both sides of the story, because there were some people that were never seen it, never heard about it. I don't know what they're talking about. And then if people don't know,
I'll be the first to admit that it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Oh, yeah,
but
of course.
Mean it was public.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there were a lot of people that didn't know anything about Grizzly Smith. Never heard about it, never knew it, that never saw it.
Yeah, it's a whole different kind of sick, though.
Oh, well, of course. But this one, supposedly she was pimping out some of her girls that she trained. So, yeah. But then other ones dispute that and say she was not that kind of person. She never did that kind of crap, et cetera, et cetera. But the reason I was saying it's sad but not surprising is because she's 84 years old and she spent a majority of her life taking bumps. And
she spent a lot of her elder years doing it.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so that's sad. 2000. I can't believe she died that far back, man. Seemed like not that long.
Remember
ago.
when we were at WrestleMania 34? They changed the Battle Royal because of that controversy. Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, just the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal.
Yeah, just a generic name. Well, and then they had
those other female wrestlers that could have represented, but what do I know? Right. Actually, they turned into the Mae Young. No, that was the Mae Young Classic.
Yeah.
Did they turn into something?
I don't think. I think they just called it the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal, and then wasn't it was the Mae Young Classic? Was that originally named after Moolah, or was that always the Mae Young?
No, that was for May, so they both had one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Mae Young. There weren't any, any talks of her doing anything like that. Although,
I think she's universally loved.
Right. There were stories of, and I mean, this is just kind of, watch where you're going. But I guess, she was a tough old broad. And back in the day, she used to, she would knock guys out and, take their wallets. It's like, well, don't turn your back on her. I've heard worse. So there you go. The tickets sold so far for WrestleMania total up to $4.4 million in revenue for WWE, as the show has already broke records in the 71-year history of the Florida Citrus Bowl, outpacing the legendary Rolling Stones concert held at the same venue. Within 90 minutes, 44,000 tickets were distributed online and in person to fans around the world. Fans from at least 21 countries, 47 states, and 5 Canadian provinces will be attending the show, according to the press release from WWE. Thousands and thousands of tickets still remain on sale, as the Citrus Bowl will be configured to seat around 70,000 fans.
It really is bigger than the Rolling Stones, like Jesse Ventura said.
Yeah, right. That's nuts. Like they outsold the Stones, man. I mean,
we didn't even know what the matches were going into that yet. This is what, November?
Yeah, right. It's being sold on the name alone.
It ended up being Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels in the retirement match, right. Undertaker and Edge. So it was worth it.
Now in the archives,
their money's worth.
Yep. Yeah, we covered that earlier this year, so go check that out.
I didn't get to go to that one, but I did go to WrestleMania 33 in that arena or stadium.
Yeah. Was it updated by the time you got there?
It looked old, but it didn't look like a piece of crap, like Chris Jericho said.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, but he's seen a million. He's seen a million stadiums, to be fair, so he probably knows that in comparison it's crap. But I didn't see anything really wrong with it.
Yeah, because what I had heard was that it looked like a dump, which is why WWE never wanted to go there. But then they decided to go there and spend a bunch of money to spruce it up. So they said it looked like a completely different arena by the time they were done with it. So that's pretty cool.
Hot as hell, man. Let me tell you.
Oh, I can imagine. But the first, sticking with shows coming up for the WWE, the first Survivor Series elimination match has been announced on WWE.com as the team of Triple H, Rey Mysterio, Kane, Matt, and Jeff Hardy taking on Umaga, Big Daddy V, Fit Finlay, MVP, and Mr. Kennedy.
One of those teams is an all Hall of Fame crew.
Yeah, right. And
the other one's Triple H's team.
Yeah, right. You beat me to it, damn it. Oh yeah, you got Roman Reigns' cousin, uncle. I don't know, uncle.
I think it's his cousin.
Cousin, okay. His Oos, and you got Titties McGee, You got Fit Finley. You got you got the guy who's known for accompanying Lashley to the ring. Well, I mean, not anymore, but and then
Donald Trump?
Oh yeah.
Did he not?
He did. And then there's the guy who destroyed Aces and Eights. Right there, man. Hall of Famers.
Wow.
Especially Titties McGee. But for the past few years, WWE has moved back to doing the majority of matches 4-on-4 and 5-on-5 elimination matches after moving away from the concept in the previous years.
I love that concept because that is a Survivor Series.
Yeah, right. It's like, what's the point of it?
And as of this recording, they got War Games, which is close enough, so I give it a pass because I love it.
So are they going to do other elimination matches throughout the night, or is it just...
I assume, but
I hope so.
I don't know.
I hope so, just because I think that would be so cool. You just get the team matches going up, and then the big thing at the end is War Games. That'd be awesome.
I think they're gonna be like when we went. They're gonna start and end with War Games.
Anyway, speaking of the gimmicky stuff here, the 15th Hell in a Cell match will be taking place at the Survivor Series with the World's Heavyweight title on the line as Batista defends his title against The Undertaker.
That's such a forgotten classic.
He's definitely forgotten because I don't remember it.
Do you have that on the list?
We do not, but we could always throw that on there. The list, bro. But The Undertaker has been in 7 of the previous Hell in a Cell matches, including the first one where he lost to Shawn Michaels thanks to interference by that's gotta be Kane.
You mean like the greatest story ever? But
yeah,
I think we discussed this in a prior combo off air.
Yeah, I think that story is one of the best ever. The matches didn't necessarily live up to the hype, but the story was cool. It kept you interested. The matches can be mediocre. I just like the story. I don't remember this happening around this time either, but it's been reported that WWE has released SmackDown superstar Chris Masters. This comes on the heel of his violations of the WWE wellness policy, but that was not stated as the reason.
Well, we all know. I mean, look at him.
Was this when he was gone forever, bro?
Yeah. Now he's on the indies, and he's at every indie show here. He's at BCW and APW all the time. So,
Chris Adonis. Yeah, he had some success. I know he went to NWA for a while and did some stuff there. I mean, I don't think he ever popped up in a major organization ever again. Which,
not to my knowledge, he might have done a one-shot thing with a one-night only TNA, maybe, because everyone does.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of surprised. He didn't suck. He wasn't great, but he didn't suck, I don't think. And he had a good look, bro. I mean, he could make his chest pop. That's some talent, man.
He made it dance to Crazy Train, man. That was epic.
Exactly. I will admit I popped for that one. Well, somebody else who could make their chest pop, Brooke Adams from Extreme Expose, was given the boot and shown the way out at WWE.
Oh, man, they lost a big one there, giggity.
Lost a couple big ones. The 23-year-old was one of the 2006 Diva Search contestants. However, she wasn't chosen as part of the final 8. Despite not being chosen, she signed a developmental deal and was sent to Ohio Valley Wrestling and afterwards to Deep South Wrestling. She made her ECW debut in January of this year and joined Kelly Kelly and Layla L, where they formed Extreme Expose, hosting a dance segment on the show every week. Brooke was also one of the divas who appeared on Timbaland's music video, Throw It On Me. Cool. Yeah, she...
Isn't Timbaland a clothing brand?
That's Timberland. This is Timbaland. So it's different, Greg. Gosh.
Excuse the F out of me.
Yeah. I
had some Timberland shoes at one point.
Yeah. Yeah, Timberland is the clothing brand. Timbaland is the rapper / producer. And Timberlake is the girly man from NSYNC.
Shut your mouth.
I was just thinking about this the other day because you remember she eventually went to she went to TNA and became Miss Tessmacher.
Yes.
For reasons. And I'm like, what is with TNA and that gimmick? Because there was Miss Brooks, and she's going to get replaced with Miss whatever the hell her name was. And then there's Miss Tessmacher. And they keep throwing Miss in front of various people's names, like, and having them do.
Maybe WWE doesn't trademark or miss anything, so they can get away with it. I don't know.
It's just like, why do you keep bringing in like hot chicks and making them do like secretary gimmicks? It's weird.
Bro.
I don't know. Bro, we're going to put him in glasses, bro. It's like a sexy librarian. She did not look 52.
And if she was 52, God bless her plastic surgeon. Good grief.
Yeah, right. Did she look 16? Anyway, name that quote. But anyway, moving on.
I can, but let someone else do it.
Yeah, right. WWE has this one broke my heart, man. WWE has released OVW talent, and I use the word talent loosely. Brian Wilson, who wrestled in TNA as Triton.
Brian Wilson, wasn't that a Beach Boy?
Brian Wilson. Close enough.
What's his name?
Ryan.
Oh, Ryan, no B.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah, the Bare Naked Ladies did a song about Brian Wilson. But Ryan
Triton, that was the early TNA thing, and he did Brock's F5, called it T3. Was that him?
I forgot about that part, but
God help me, why I remember that.
They played up his promos forever. He wore sunglasses and like a trench coat, and
he looked like a white version of Masa My Hero Chono in the early days of the NWO. There you go.
I could see that. I was also thinking like Brockus, but smaller, because he sucked. But
I remember when they were on FS1, dude, they built him up like he was like the next big thing. No pun intended.
Which was another reason I was thinking
hyped
Brockus.
The hell out of him.
Yeah. And his theme song was the beginning of the British Invasion theme.
Yep.
Or it was like the like whatever. You'd have to look it up, but it yeah, they played the hell out of him, man. And then he showed up, and it's like, and that damn bell had to ring. Oh
Brutal.
yeah. It's like, did you guys not like vet him at all? You were just like, he looks good. And can he wrestle? Who gives a crap, bro? He looks good. I got a gimmick for him.
Is that the other Vince's thing, to be fair?
God dang it, pal. Just look at him.
Faster.
Bro, look at him, bro. He's got a Starcade main eventing tan and that haircut, bro.
And he's not Japanese, bro. So people care about him, bro.
Yeah, I could totally see him headlining Bound for Glory, bro. Lord. This one, man. I mean, this stuff is wrestling related, but it's like not anything that happened on a wrestling show. John Cena is requesting that CNN apologize for the way that it portrayed his answers regarding steroids during the documentary done by the company's special investigation unit titled Death Grip Inside Pro Wrestling. During the replay, Cena's answers had to be altered after complaints from WWE. WWE posted the unedited interview on WWE.com, which clearly shows that CNN edited Cena's answers out of context, which made it sound like if he took steroids, no one would ever catch him or prove it.
Yep.
Okay.
I remember this.
I don't remember that one, but
I don't know how the hell they got away with that.
You mean to tell me that a documentary was a quote unquote documentary was done and they edited some answers to make somebody look like a piece of crap? That never happens ever.
No. The media is usually pretty fair, all of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's no bias ever. All right. Especially against pro wrestling. And, this happened on
Especially
CNN.
the big cable networks, by the way. So there's that.
Yeah, I know. And
they're all crappy.
Just to play it fair, there was this. And then I saw the other day, somebody had asked Kevin Nash to comment on, he did an interview on Fox News right after the Benoit thing. And they're like laughing at him and saying he's not super credible with his answers, whatever, and he's getting pissed. He's like, have you ever freaking done steroids? He's like, then I think I'm a little bit more credible than you guys are.
I hate the media, all of them.
I know. Why would you have somebody on your it's like I hate that. It's like it's pro wrestling. Let's have them on to laugh at them. Like, yeah, okay, you're so important.
Did you ever see you've seen Rush Hour, right, with Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Do you remember that part when they were talking about getting him to go babysit Lee, and the guy flat out says, "Hey, we're going to humiliate somebody. Might as well be LAPD." Is that how like cable feels about wrestling? We're going to humiliate somebody. Must be pro wrestling. You know?
Yep.
Is that what they're doing?
I guess they do that crap all the time. Like, I don't understand why pro wrestling has just been deemed like the worst thing on the planet. It's like it's just another form of like acting and athleticism. It's like, yeah, it's a unique thing, but it's like, why is that the whipping child for everybody?
Keep in mind, networks of Fox News and CNN probably show horrible stuff within their dramatic shows weekly. That's fine, though.
Yeah, right.
They air shows that involve like killing and rape. And it's just scripted TV. So, I'm not knocking it, but like that's okay to show. Pro wrestling, oh hell no, it's evil.
Well, that's scripted entertainment. It's like, yeah, so is wrestling.
The hell did I just say about these shows?
Exactly. Anyway, another. I did not watch this, but I heard about it. I watched the one the year before. So, for those who didn't tune in or didn't watch the entire investigation, Elijah Burke had a classic freakout on Ghost Hunters.
I remember this. Just this part, though.
He had kept his cool throughout the majority of the show until he witnessed a head and shoulders of a ghost. While trying to explain what he saw to the others within the Ghost Hunters crew, he heard a noise that sent him darting down a hall.
Like, okay, I believe all those shows are complete BS. And second, that you wanted to go on there, fool.
Yeah, I'm less. I'm less like hardcore about that than like I don't know what I believe, to be honest with you. I don't know what like
I'm in the same boat. But I believe when you stuff like that on TV, it's over dramatized. So I will believe that forever.
Most of these, yeah. My thing with the only reason why I gave Ghost Hunters any time of day is because there were like the majority of their episodes, they'd come back and be like, we didn't find anything. I'm like, okay, if they really were playing it up, it's like, why would they not find more stuff? Or maybe they're lulling us into a false sense of security. I don't know. I don't know what to believe.
You ever saw that story about Geraldo and that mafia guy's vault?
Yeah. Crap. What is it? Yeah, I know.
Capone, right? Al Capone?
No, Jimmy Hoffa. He was looking for the body of Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah, that too. But there was a one where he was looking at Al Capone's thing for like money or something.
Oh,
they found his, and it turned out to be a big nothing. They opened it and nothing was inside. Like,
why does that always happen to Geraldo?
Because he's stupid.
He did a whole like my dad used to laugh about him because he's like he had this whole special searching for the body of Jimmy Hoffa, and every time they dug something up, there was nothing there.
That guy will forever be known as the one guy that can bring both political sides together and hating him.
He's just a doofus. But yeah, no, the Ghost Hunters thing, they tried it a year before with CM Punk, and I watched, it was like a live investigation throughout the night, and they were in the Stanley Hotel, which is, for anybody who doesn't know, that's what Stephen King based The Shining off of. And it was actually entertaining. I enjoyed it. CM Punk was great. And then they got Elijah Burke the next year, and they went to I believe they went to the prison here in Ohio that they based Shawshank Redemption off of, and they filmed it there. And yeah, I heard some bad things about that. I'm like, why did you get Elijah Burke? It just sounds so weird.
If I remember correctly, I think he went on a tangent afterward saying something about, well, this is how black folks react to stuff like this. There was another black wrestler that lashed out at him. You don't speak for everybody. I know bitch like you. I forget who it was though.
That's the stereotype. Like, I mean, I think everybody's heard that stereotype. That's why.
Yeah, same thing with Canadians too. Canadians don't like the dark. That's a thing too.
Wow, I didn't know that one. That's because every time I watch a horror film, whatever, like with my wife, I'm like, why the hell are they going in that dark ass room, not turning on any lights or whatever? And my wife is always like, because he's white.
We can't be stupid. Let's be real.
That was always an Eddie Murphy joke. He's like, the Amityville Horror would have been a whole lot different with a black family. He's like, you get there with a white family, it's like, oh, I love this neighborhood. This house is great. Tons of rooms. Get out. Oh, wow, that's weird. Let's investigate. Like a black family's there. Oh, the school system is great. Lovely area. I love the state. Get out. Too bad we can't stay.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, get the hell out.
Once is enough for me.
Yeah, right. Speaking
of
movies,
I'm trying to remember though who said it. Somebody, as another black wrestler, like snapped out at him. You don't speak for everybody. I'm telling people we're all scared little bitches like you. Now
well, what made it worse? He ran down a dark ass hallway in an abandoned prison by himself.
Yeah, right.
If you're scared, why would you do that? All the crew is right there in that room. God.
The only shed of lights, by the way, is right there.
Right. No, you're gonna run down the cell block that's abandoned by yourself. Okay. Even if there's not like ghosts or anybody down there, whatever, it's an old, abandoned, rusted out prison. You could get seriously hurt. But anyway, speaking of movies, this one is not a horror film, though.
That was the crossover, right? Because ECW was on Sci-Fi. That was the whole thing, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they tried to do cross promotion between the two. But after 5 weeks in
theaters,
theaters,
a zombie, I guess. Okay.
After 5 weeks in theaters, The Game Plan, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, continues to perform, getting an additional $3,853,000 during the weekend, sending the total to $81,957,000 in domestic box office revenues. It was in the 6th place in the box office chart. I like that movie.
Yeah, it was good. You ever notice every big muscly man in Hollywood has to do a movie like that?
Yeah, right. I will say
Vin Diesel did The Pacifier.
I didn't hate that one either. It wasn't.
I love Brad Garrett, so that helped.
Yeah, right. You got Kindergarten Cop for Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. There you go. Yep. So,
and that's an all-time classic too. So anyone who hates that, you can screw off.
I liked The Game Plan, but when he tried to do another like little kid family Disney went with it. I don't know if it was Disney, but the Tooth Fairy, that movie sucked.
Never ever seen that movie. Never had any want to.
I only watch it because I'm like, it's The Rock and it's a family movie. I'll give it a try. My God, it blew. But that was during the time when it's like, well, not all of his movies are great.
They're all first round picks.
Yeah, exactly. The Game Plan, though, if nobody's ever seen it, it was really good. The Rock played a football player. I know it's a big stretch for him. But
he's a quarterback, though. That was a huge stretch.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that one. I will say the girl who played his daughter in the film, though, she is an adult now and all the way live. So just saying.
That's a little too young for me. I'm good. No, I'm good.
A former pro wrestler. Oh God.
April O'Neil from the second Ninja Turtles was in that movie too.
I'd have to look that up. I forget what she looks like. But God, this story, man. A former pro wrestler is in the fight for his life. Harrison Norris, known as Hardbody Harrison in WCW, faced jurors for his trial in federal court on sex trafficking charges.
Okay, when you said fight for his life, you're kind of downplaying. Like, is he dying?
Yeah. Well, the way the story, was worded,
okay. Now it's a little bit better. Well, not better, but now I get it. It's like, damn, you sure are downplaying a poor dude fighting for his life.
Well,
now I get it.
Well, in 2008, he was sentenced to life in prison for his part in a sex trafficking and forced labor ring.
I vaguely remember this. It was on local TV.
It's freaking nuts. And this, by the way, he was part of a lot of crap. In 2000, he was a part
I've seen his matches. I know.
Yeah, that too. But in 2000, he was a party in a multi-plaintiff lawsuit filed by Sonny Ono, Hard Work Bobby Walker, and several other former WCW talents against former parent company AOL Time Warner, alleging racial discrimination. Apparently, he got a sizable payout from this too, and he wasted it.
On hookers or what? You said sex trafficking, right?
Yeah. He wasted his life by doing some pretty heinous crap, apparently. So screw him.
Not that it makes. I mean, it does make a little bit of a difference, but it was grown women, right?
I guess so. I don't know. It doesn't really specify.
Because when I hear sex trafficking, unfortunately, the first thing I think about is people doing the crap with teenagers, and it's disgusting. But
yeah, apparently he just it was a lot of sex slavery, and they said he was part of a ring. So it's like, damn. But anyway,
how do you get caught up in that? Like, how does that happen? Hey, you want to make some money?
Yeah, right.
Do this. Like, how does that conversation start? I don't even know if I want to know, actually. Never mind. But
you think of the weird stuff of like some obscure names in WCW history that got in trouble. Unfortunately, both of them are black guys that I can think of. But there's Hardbody Harrison and who was the Ranger Ross? He apparently did some effed up stuff, and then he burnt down the DA's office or whatever the hell, trying to cover up evidence.
Holy crap! That sounds like a mafia movie.
Yeah, he did some stuff, man. I know he had talked about it on a former podcast. Like it was a long time ago, though. So it was nuts. He was a legit Army Ranger, and apparently he used some of his training to try to like cover up evidence and do some stuff. But anyway, the Steiner Brothers will challenge Tomko and Giant Bernard for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles
there's a duo.
at the January 4th New Japan Pro Wrestling event at the Tokyo Dome. Yeah. Tomko,
for those who don't know, Giant Bernard is now one of the greatest trainers in the history of pro wrestling.
Yeah. He's
I'm serious.
Albert A-Train, Tensai, whatever the hell you want
Lord,
to call him.
Tensai.
Sweet Tea. So
of all the names, that's the one he probably wants to forget.
what about Prince Albert? Come on, man.
I was until I was like 20 years old when I realized how disgusting that was.
I didn't know what the hell it was as a kid. I was like, what the hell?
When you hear the word Prince, you automatically just think like the king's son or something, you know?
Yeah, right.
I'm kind of glad I was like blind to some of this stuff that Russo did when I was a kid, because it makes it a lot better now.
Well, I didn't understand when they brought in Vic Grimes and had him like wearing all white and grow out like a white ponytail, and they called him Key. Apparently, that was a cocaine reference. I freaking didn't know that.
I didn't even know he was called Key. I'm 8 years old when I heard this.
Yeah, he did stuff with with Prince Albert and Draws. He's part of that crew. I vaguely remember it, but yeah. So we're gonna get the old.
Was another one, by the way. I thought it was like underwear.
Yeah, right. So
you think Will Smith for that one, but
we're gonna get the old ass Steiner Brothers challenging Tomko and Albert for the tag titles at the Tokyo Dome.
Shut up and take my money.
And here's something I'm gonna say, and I'm not even joking. 2007, Tomko is probably the most the guy's gonna carry this.
Yeah, right.
Not even joking.
Giant Bernard was actually like a somewhat big name over in Japan. I mean, he wasn't like huge, but people liked him. So multi-time tag champ, if I remember correctly. So
I think in his prime, we'll get to it, but I think in his prime, Tomko is one of the more underrated guys. He was so good.
Yeah, he would. I thought Tomko.
I think him and Styles are one of the more underrated TNA teams of all time.
Oh,
I'll stand by that.
Well, I thought they were going to make Tomko into like their Batista. I mean, he had the look and they were kind of pushing him like he was going to break out from the pack and be a top guy.
Said that Russo saw nothing in him and decided to axe it. So.
Stupid. And I mean, he was in WWE, but he didn't really do anything there. So it's not like they were taking this.
Dude, he was the problem solver.
Yeah. But it's not like they were taking this big established name from WWE and like, it's like, oh, well, he was great there. So,
ironically, this is one of the ones they could have taken and pushed, and no one would have been like, oh, they're using WWE name. or guys because like they didn't do anything with them.
Right.
It's kind of how I feel about like Swerve right now in AEW. It's like, well, he becomes something. He didn't do anything in WWE, so it's not that effect.
Right.
But then they didn't do nothing with him.
Well, speaking of Tomko, apparently he's pushing the idea of TNA taping Impact at the Tokyo Dome on January 4th. Meanwhile, TNA has canceled the scheduled live events for November 15th and 17th in Tel Aviv, Israel. No reason was given, but Mike Johnson reports that ticket sales were very slow. First of all, the Tokyo Dome thing.
Never ever heard anything about any wrestling company going to Israel. That's new to me.
I know WCCW did, oddly enough. Yes, the Von Erichs, they were big in Israel. But the first thing with the Tokyo Dome. So was Impact going to be like a pre-show to the actual Tokyo Dome show?
Think about that.
Like, you got a built-in audience. And it would look cool. So I mean, hell yeah. If Ukes was going to allow it, freaking piggyback the hell off of it, man. And yes, Ukes owned New Japan at the time, if I remember correctly. The Israel thing, though, it's like, did they think
random as hell?
I know. Did they think they had an audience? We're big with the Jews.
I was just about to say, they didn't have anything really, to my knowledge. I mean, I don't, have a Rolodex of Jewish wrestlers, but do they have any?
Not that I know of. Well, Raven, I guess. So.
Yeah, but you think, well, look at him, you think he's satanic, so.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah, I think I think all the Hasidic Jews would be throwing. Well, they don't do holy water. I don't know what the hell they'd throw at him, but either way, it's just so random. I never understood, by the way, why they never filmed Impact in India, because apparently they had a big following over there. They had some, bigger Indian names at various times, like Sanjay Dutt. But
okay, I'm going to pause real quick. You just said they have bigger names like Sanjay Dutt. What the hell are you talking about?
Well known, like in India,
bigger
he was
names, and you name drop Sanjay Dutt. I like Sanjay. Don't get me wrong, but no. What are you smoking?
I'm not talking about here. I'm talking about in India, because like in America, in America,
name
nobody.
Sanjay Dutt.
Yeah, because that's one of the big. In India, he was a big name, at least from what I've heard.
Oh man!
Like here, nobody would pay to see the Great Khali. Nobody gives a crap about him. But over in India,
because apparently he's like a political figure as well. So
yeah, well, and like apparently, actually, I was going to say I don't know if that carries over with certain names, because apparently nobody gave a damn about Jinder Mahal over in India. So I can't say nobody.
Well, until he became WWE champion. I mean, you see that video on YouTube when he went over there with the title. They shut down the whole airport and the whole city and had a parade for him. But again, it could be because he was WWE champion.
Yeah, it was weird because like they came out for him like at the time, but apparently they didn't come out enough because they were going to do like multiple shows, and apparently they had to condense it down to like one single show because they couldn't sell enough tickets. So I don't know. That's weird. But yeah, I mean, I think for the little venues they could run, I think, if you put Sanjay on top, somebody might give a crap over in India. They sold out, as far as I know. What was that? Rocka King or whatever the hell?
Ring Kicking.
Ring Kicking. I don't know why I keep calling it that. Ring Kicking.
Whatever.
That's
get that name right, damn it. That's a great show.
That was like an offshoot of TNA that they had for a while over in India, for anybody that doesn't know. So Eugene was over there. He was Dr. Dinsmore or whatever. So yeah. And they used the Stevie Rich
doctor than him.
Well, they used you remember the Dr. Stevie stuff? That paging Dr. Stevie.
Oh yeah.
They used that, but they just replaced it and they said paging Dr. Nick. It's like that's real original of you.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, hi everybody. I am a doctor.
Legend has it that's who cleared Page, by the way.
Exactly, yeah. Good Lord. Anyway, we're going to let her. Junior Fatu has been removed from the TNAWrestling.com roster page. Oh, no!
Oh, no!
And Awesome Kong
I don't know why
added. Yeah. Letitia Klein confirms that she is finished with TNA. Yeah. She made a, hell yeah. She made a statement on her MySpace page saying that Terry Taylor stated that if anyone was unhappy, they would be granted their release, and she took him up on that. The release is official as of November 25th. I'm wondering, did they replace her and then she requested a release, or vice versa?
I think she requested release and they replaced her with Christy Hemme, if I remember correctly.
Well, no, they replaced her with Crystal.
Yeah, they had a couple girls, actually.
Yeah, they kept... Because by this time, Christy Hemme is she's only a manager or whatever the hell. So.
Right, but she goes back to the backstage thing, though.
Thank God. Well, then they make her the ring announcer. Then they made her the ring announcer because, you know...
Oh, that's right. That's when Austin Aries stuck his junk in her face. That's right.
That's an a-hole movie. Like, it's not funny, but it's just like the phrasing. This one blew me away. TNAWrestling.com reports that Kyle Vanden Bosch of the Tennessee Titans was at TNA headquarters on Tuesday afternoon. Oh, God. What show was it that he was at that we reviewed?
Slammiversary, I want to say.
Sounds right. He was in like a tag match or something. Tag match, playa.
And he was allowed to wrestle for some reason.
Right. And nobody gave a damn. Like, oh, we're going to have this guy from the Tennessee Titans in there. Dude, the Titans weren't even, like, great at this time. Like, if they were, like, the Super Bowl champs, fine. Like, when they had AJ Przinsky, like, I know that kind of hurts our hearts, but it's like, okay, at least he was on the World Series winning White Sox. What the hell were the Titans around this time?
Peyton Manning's practice twice a year?
I guess. Yeah, because, like, nobody gave a crap. Oh, yeah, but we started in Tennessee. Who gives a damn? Oh, man.
He started in Houston, actually, if you want to use semantics, but...
Yeah. But, well, this one...
Oh, wait, you're talking about TNA. I'm talking about the Titans, sorry.
Oh, yeah. This one, this should have been the top story. I don't know why I had it so low on the list.
Oh, man. I have fallen for that one too many times to not get it now.
Havoc will be reverting back to his former ring name of Johnny Devine.
Yeah. Hold on, before I make a joke, he's not the one that just passed away, right?
Oh, who the hell just
I always
died?
get him. There's another blonde guy that looks similar to him that passed away. He wasn't the one with...
Oh.
No, that was Jimmy Rave, right?
Yeah, Jimmy Rave.
Okay, I always got them too confused.
Bro, one's Canadian, bro.
They're both like little white guys with blonde, like pretty little white boys with blonde hair. So I don't know. To me, they ran together.
Jimmy Rave named all of his finishing moves after STDs, bro.
Lord, I forgot about that.
Not even joking. He had a move called
Who wants to
gonorrhea.
get infected?
He had a move called gonorrhea. There you go. So writer Dutch Mantell is said to be negative about the fact that nobody knows who the baby faces are and nobody knows who the heels are. In the past, Vince Russo has said that faces and heels are passé. Sure.
I can see both sides of that. That's why I won't knock Russo for, but I disagree. But I can totally see his point.
Yeah, I don't agree with this totally, but yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with it either, but I can see his point in this one. But
right.
I don't know. I mean, okay, I see his point, but then I watch current day AEW, and sometimes they get lost. I mean, who the hell is the face in this?
I know. So I always hate that. Like, who am I supposed to hate here?
Like, I'll give you an example. Last week, Pockets versus Packets, as I called it. Now,
wow.
Pac's been been a face with the Death Triangle. All of a sudden, he's using a hammer to cheat to win. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here? I don't know what. Like, it's little stuff like that. So, I mean, that's where I go against his points. Right? Oh, man.
Well,
I mean, it's not like Austin and Kevin Owens, where even though like they're asshole heels, people still love them, you know?
Right.
There's certain exceptions, but, like, not for everything.
Well, I got just a couple more stories here. This first one, just kind of to show everything was at the time. Jim Cornette married his longtime girlfriend, Stacy Goff, on Halloween.
Her actual name is Goff?
Yeah, Goff.
Oh, I thought you said Goth. Goth.
Oh, no. With 2 Fs.
Because I think she is Goth, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I wonder if this was the same time where they started the hot tub. I'm kidding. Or maybe I'm not. I want to know. I gotta go bleach my my mind's eye out. Anyway, TMZ.com, always a reputable source.
To this day.
Exactly. Recently
this is pre-TMZ show, by the way.
But they reported recently that Joni Lauer has legally changed her name to Chyna. She also challenged Vince McMahon to a match anytime. Good Lord. I'm not going to make fun because she's going downhill quick.
I think she was hardcore into drugs at this point.
Yeah, she was basically being led around.
I do have to commend anybody for changing their name to something just so they can use the trademark they were illegally prohibited from doing. It's clever. I mean, it might be stupid in a way, but it's clever.
I never understood why Ryback
You can't prevent someone from using their own name, but what?
Right. I never understood why Ryback did it and then didn't do a damn thing. Like, it's like, well, this is the character I created. And I'm like, okay, like, what character?
His character he created was the Silverback.
Like, I thought it was stupid, but Warrior, changing his name to Warrior, at least that's a thing. Like, okay, I think the logic is stupid, but I get it. Ryback, what the hell is a Ryback?
I don't know.
Whatever. Final story. This is a sad one, but it's being reported now that Lex Luger is
sad, dude.
Well, it's being reported now that Lex Luger is paralyzed from the neck down and is being fed through a feeding tube.
That's only going to be temporary, though.
Do we know what the hell happened?
I don't.
Yeah,
I mean, he was able to shake my hand when I met him, and he was moving around. So, I'm going to say the paralysis was temporary, thankfully. But
I mean, he is in a wheelchair, I guess. But I don't know. I guess. Okay, so on October 19th of 2007, Luger suffered a nerve impingement, I don't know, in his neck that led to temporary paralysis. In an unconfirmed report, it was stated that he underwent an intravenous antibiotic treatment and was expected to make a full recovery, though he was never an official prognosis. Nearly a month after his spinal stroke, Luger was still in a quadriplegic state, having no movement in either his arms or legs. Wow, it wasn't until June of 2008 when Luger was said to be able to stand on his own for short periods and walk using a walker. In 2010, Luger stated in an interview that he was able to walk more comfortably and was now able to drive. But
what the hell happened?
They said
did he get hit? Did he fall? Like what?
No, they said he just sounds random, but they said he just had they call it a spinal stroke, basically.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Me neither. Jeez Louise. They said by 2021, he became completely reliant on a wheelchair for mobility, so he can't walk. That sucks. Especially when you see just the freaking Greek god that he was before, and it's like now he's in a wheelchair. Like, damn, dude. But anyway, that does it for the news and notes. We're going to take our next break. On the other end of this, we're going to get into TNA Genesis right after this. Follow the Main Event Marks at facebook.com/Main Event Marks Pod, on Twitter at Main Event _Marks, and on Instagram at Main Event _Marks and at Main Event Collector.
By God, somebody's interrupting the Main Event Marks. Sit down, JR. It's just me, Kyle Sullivan, aka Shaggy Von Doom, your host of Here in Puckburg on the Hockey Podcast Network. I know, a hockey show on the Main Event Marks. Who would have thought? This is an invasion angle. Somewhere between the Nexus and when WCW tried to invade WWE, somewhere in there. But I'm over here just telling you that one half of your tag team champions over here, Greg, He told his story of his love for the game of hockey over on my show. And if you'd like to hear that story, all you have to do is search Here in Puckburg wherever you get your podcast or on YouTube. In the meantime, Shagamania's got to go run wild on some other hockey show. So, just remember, quote the Raven, nevermore, take your vitamins, say your prayers, and oh yeah!
Hey gang, it's Commissioner Cooper of TSS Fantasy. We are the fantasy show of the people. Expert fantasy advice, free contests, leading expert medical and legal analysis, and most importantly, you. Interact with us on all social media platforms or check us out at tssfantasy.com. You can hear us on Spotify, Apple and Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and many more. Check out the fun today and be a part of the most interactive fantasy show around. TSS Fantasy, the fantasy show of the people.
Main event marks are available wherever you get podcasts and on YouTube. Find all of our links on our link tree at linktr.ee/main event marks. And we're back.
We're back. Roll Tide.
Oh yeah. I'm drinking Faygo Rock and Rye, so there you go.
Good lord.
What? Hey, you know what? Faygo's cheap. You get it at all the dollar stores, and I like it.
For that, I'll give you credit because in this soon-to-be recession and all this, what's that? Inflation. Dollar store's your best friend. So.
Damn straight. They actually have a locator on the Faygo website where you can find what stores around you sell Faygo. I just found that out. Anyway, it is TNA Genesis 2007, took place November 11th, 2007. The tagline, it's a long one here. A new breed of company, a new breed of wrestler, a new breed in wrestling.
How did they get away with that when you own the trademark to New Breed?
I guess you can use it in a tagline. I don't know. I wonder if that was I don't even want it. That had to have been a shot. The venue is the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida. Go figure.
Of course it was.
The attendance was 900, and the pay-per-view buy rates, there was 25,000 buys. So, meh. So, for some reason, and I'm never going to complain about this, it was just kind of random. The show opens with the national anthem, and then they say something about they're dedicating it to all the veterans out there. Am I missing
Veterans
something?
Day. The next day, I believe.
Veterans Day in November?
Well, it is. Let me consult the old calendar here.
Not according to my phone, bro.
When is it?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I'm not seeing any Veterans Day.
Friday, February 11th. Okay.
Oh, it's February, huh?
Okay, so that makes sense. God.
Hey, you said February.
November 11th.
Okay.
I don't know why I said February.
Yeah, it's actually November 11th this year, too.
How about that? So this took place on Veterans Day. That makes more sense now.
Cool. Now you feel like you get okay, cool.
I do, yeah.
I feel like I knew it was Veterans Day, and then you made me doubt myself.
That is correct. So,
put your forefinger in your mouth and do a weird giggle.
Yeah, slowly take my shirt off. Anyway, but so the national anthem they played sounded like it was being played on an old keyboard.
Yeah, dude, that was rough.
Yeah, it was sucked. I'm like, really? Even this is low budget? You couldn't get on YouTube? Good Lord.
There has to be somebody in that crowd or in that park or whatever that fancies themselves a singer that you could have gotten for a free meal or a fast pass voucher to a ride or something.
They had a ton of actors out there. You couldn't pull one in and give them an extra gig? Good Lord.
Well, that's coming with olive oil, but...
Yeah, right. Dumb. But either way, once the show officially starts, we're shown that a black limousine pulled into the parking lot. That is apparently going to be Sting's mystery partner. And now we get to this. Wah, wah, wah.
Keep in mind, we haven't even started the pay-per-view yet. You just said that.
It is a Black Rain versus Abyss in a Black Rain Shop of Horrors match. And boy, did it live up to its name. It went for 10 minutes, 13 seconds. So this match is because Black Rain keeps putting his rat on Abyss. And no, that's not a euphemism. We get a jump start on the ramp.
Sorry, go ahead.
Good Lord. We get a jump start on the ramp. They use barbed wire, baseball bats, plasterboard, rat traps, and more. It's just whatever. James Mitchell
Ironically, the opening match is supposed to bait you in. See what I did there? And this made me want to go away and never come back. Sorry, you didn't even talk about the match yet. I'm just like, sorry.
Wow.
Go ahead.
James Mitchell tries to interfere at one point, and Abyss shoves Black Rain's rat down his shirt. Again, not a euphemism. Finally, mercifully, Abyss hits the African-American hole slam for the win.
Good Lord, you said that.
No. I was trying to be PC, okay?
Black hole is PC. It's a thing in space. So dense that not even light can escape it.
You watch
Don't
your
you
mouth,
ever watch
Greg.
The Big Bang Theory? God.
Yes. It is the African-American hole slam, damn it. All right? Anyway, Uncle Dave and I actually were in sync for a lot of these ratings on this pay-per-view, which scares me a
I
little
got a
bit.
feeling I would be too.
We both gave it 1.5 stars. What say you?
I gave it 1 star. I wanted to give it 0, honestly.
Yeah.
Hey, keep in mind, I like both these dudes.
Yeah.
I didn't like Billy Black Rain, to be honest, but I like Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah, he's great. But this just like, ugh, God. I didn't even know what to say about this one. But well, the best part's coming, man. Because
yeah, folks, it gets better.
Oh, well, of course. So after the match,
Of course, you gotta have an afterbirth with this.
Abyss takes a key and unlocks a big box that's on the stage. And the man who would be known as Rellik, formerly Johnny the Bull Stamboli, pops out of this box and therefore is over. And he attacks Abyss.
They never drew a dime.
Wow.
I don't think I'm out of line.
Then. They have not said the line yet. So do we have to say it for this?
Oh, what the Rellik is, of course, killer spelled backwards.
Of course, but they have not. They don't say it on this pay-per-view because it's not a thing yet.
No, they don't. They don't know what his name is.
It's not a thing actually, but it is a thing. But
right, they don't know what his name is yet. But the one thing we do know about him is
those guys never drew a dime.
That was undeniable. But anyway, they attack Abyss. Black Rain jabs his spiked club into Abyss's head. Again, not a
That's a real sentence.
They stuff him into the box, and the rules of wrestling dictate that they had to throw it off the stage.
Which is about a 2-foot drop, by the way. Not exactly, Titantron, but,
Yeah. Well, now we've got to get one of these show-long threads going again. It is Jeremy Borash in the parking lot where he keeps muttering about needing to figure out who it is in that limo for Kurt. He approaches the black security guy at the limo who tells him to back away. I mentioned his skin color for a reason here. When Jeremy argues with him, the security guard tells JB to walk his milky white ass away from there.
I don't know why I laughed so hard at that, dude. It's like, well, he's not wrong.
Right. Good Lord. By the way, why was Jeremy Borash's job to be Kurt Angle's little henchman, for lack of a better term?
They never established that. It just kind of happened, and they went with it.
Yeah, he's like...
I had that in my notes for a minute, and then I remembered, oh, wait, it just started happening because Kurt liked him.
Yeah, so it's like Kurt let him hang around and come to his parties and stuff like that. Like, it's like, why the hell is this happening? But anyway, backstage.
They appreciate the greatness.
Yeah, it just happened. Backstage, Crystal is standing by with the Motor City Machine Guns and says that they're definitely the underdogs. Chris Sabin says that they're going to use Team 3D as a stepping stone, and Alex Shelley says that they're fighting to defend the X Division. And that takes us to this. It's the Motor City Machine Guns of Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin taking on Team 3D, Brother Ray and Brother Devon. This goes for 17 and a half minutes. A little long. But we get yet another jump start on the stage. At one point...
Pause you right there. I'm guilty of this. I give AEW a lot of crap for that. And they do overdo it. But I honestly forgot. TNA kind of started this.
Oh, yeah. They didn't have many afterbursts, only because, as soon as the match ended, it was to the back.
So they didn't have any afterbursts because they couldn't afford afterbursts. That's all. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, we got to get to the back for more talking, bro. But at one point, Brother Ray tries to walk out, and Devon has to convince him to come back. Devon pulls the ref out of the ring to break up a pin, and for some reason, that was not a DQ. A table gets set up in the corner. They throw Chris Sabin at it, and he does a backflip off of it, dodges Devon, who goes through the table, and then the Guns hit the high-low kicks on Brother Ray and pin him for the win. It took me a little while to get into this one, but I started getting into it near the end. It was okay. Uncle Dave gave it 3.5 stars. I gave it 3. What say you?
I too gave it 3. And first of all, and we're in 2022, and 3 of these 4 men are back, whatever, in Impact Wrestling. That's kind of crazy to think about. And man, dude, just the Guns are just so damn good.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And you can talk about FTR and the Usos all day, and I could, and I will, but they're right up there with them, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, they're right there.
Well, Bully Ray's doing big stuff now because he's in a big feud with Bobby Fish. I'm sorry.
I think I can speak for you too. We like Bobby Fish, but no.
Yeah, nobody gave a damn. Like, he started talking,
Bobby Fish,
you could hear a mouse piss on cotton.
Right. I had to go back and watch that when you sent me that. I'm like, oh, this was brutal. Yeah. To me, though, Bobby Fish he's good, but he needs to be part of a package, in my opinion.
Apparently,
that's how it's always been.
Apparently, he was backstage at NXT recently. I'm sure Triple H is like, hey, buddy, you get one of your other friends to join you, and we'll talk.
Well,
get the hell out.
One of his friends is there. But...
Who? Hey, which one?
Roddy.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. I guess you could do that.
I think Roddy's the one that ran up to Triple H and gave him a big hug and thanked him for being born.
What the hell?
I remember all the rumors that Roddy wanted it out.
Really?
I think
didn't hear that.
He may have rethought his positioning. You know what? Never mind.
Yeah, right. But you mean guys that don't weigh 300 pounds are going to get over now? Oh, thank you.
Oh, that too. But I was more like, because Adam Cole, they say, there's a rumor, by the way, off topic, but they say he might not ever wrestle again. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what Uncle Dave said.
Oh,
because of his bad concussions. Colorado, he's laid up for a year with neck fusion. I'm like, Robert, my sights at the landmine, dude.
Yeah, right. What the hell?
So you know what, Diamond Mine? Not so bad.
Yeah, right.
It's not Undisputed Era, but it's not so bad.
But we get pretty much no celebration for this match whatsoever, by the way, because like I had mentioned earlier, we got to go to the back. Jeremy Borash is in Kurt Angle's locker room, telling him that he couldn't get into the limo. Kurt goes ballistic, like just like unreasonably so. And
someone stole a sandwich at the museum or something.
Yeah, right.
Credits to those who get that.
Man, it's almost like he was, watching the Steelers suck this year. But I kid.
Well,
but anyway,
I have a completely different reaction to that. I'm like smiling ear to ear, but
yeah, right. But this is while Karen is trying to calm him down while screaming at him, by the way, because that's how you calm someone down. Kevin Nash says that they'll figure out in a couple of hours who the mystery partner is. And Kurt tells Nash that he's a traitor. He says that Nash knows who the mystery partner is. Nash gets pissed and goozles him up on the couch. He says they need each other tonight, but then after that, they go their separate ways. Kurt throws another hissy fit, and Nash leaves. God.
Yeah.
Like, what the frick, dude? Before the next match, Crystal...
my only note here is that you got all this young talent. We're having a fight between two octogenarians in the back, but whatever.
God. Before the next match, Crystal interviews Gail Kim before her entrance. Gail says that she came too far to make women's wrestling matter, and she came too far to lose her title in just 1 month. So now we got Gail Kim defending the TNA Knockout Women's title in a fatal four-way against Roxy Laveau, who comes out with BG and Kip James, versus Angel Williams versus ODB. Goes for 9 minutes. Referee Shane Sewell is there. You remember him?
Oh, that's going to come into play.
Yeah, right.
Later.
He kicks out VKM, tells him to go to the back when Kip interferes. Roxy smiles at Shane and wipes something on his head because, voodoo. This is dumb. By the way, this didn't come into play at all tonight. Just putting that out there. In the end, Roxy...
Planting the seeds, long-term storytelling, bro.
Okay, so does that actually come into play later on? Do you remember?
To my knowledge, it doesn't, but it maybe I blocked it on my mind. I don't freaking know.
So I know he starts getting physical.
Does this look like something you want to remember?
God, no. But either way, in the end, Roxy sprays some mist in ODB's face. Gail spears Roxy, hits a neckbreaker on ODB, and pins her to win. Uncle Dave and I both gave this 2.5 stars. What say you?
I gave it 1. This sucked.
I thought all 4 of these women were talented. This match didn't necessarily showcase that. But, God, this voodoo stuff was dumb. It didn't do anything.
I like how it started off as a parody of Vince McMahon. Like, we're going to pivot.
Yeah.
Because, if anything screams voodoo, it's the New Age Outlaws, man.
Oh, you didn't know? Oh, Lord. I don't know. That, the 2 hicks from down south, they're all about the voodoo, man. Whatever. After the match, Awesome Kong stomps out onto the stage and points at Gail while Gail holds up the Knockout Women's title. This was the best part of the whole thing. So
I like how it's Knockout Women's, by the way, as opposed to Knockout Men's.
Well, yeah. Gosh, Greg, keep up.
When Mickey was in the Royal Rumble this year and the graphic just said Impact Women's Champion, do you know how good that looked other than knockouts?
No, Greg, they're the knockouts. Gosh. Gotta put that tag on there. Yeah, I always thought that was stupid, like when WWE had the Divas title. Like,
yeah, right. We got rid of that crap.
Yeah, thank God they've got like a respectable women's title now, or 2 of them. But in the parking lot, Karen Angle wants to see who's in the black stretch limo, and Jeremy Borash tells her there's no way she can get in there. She dismisses JB.
If anybody can get in a limo, it's a Karen.
Oh, exactly. And if she can't, she'll want to speak to your manager. I wanted 2 shots of espresso. Are you getting bad flashbacks?
Yeah.
Excuse me? This does not taste low fat, okay? Who is your manager?
I would seriously think about pouring half the drink out and saying, here, now it's half the fat. You have no idea how much I wanted to do that.
Oh, I'm sure. But she dismisses JB and opens up the back of the limo to see James Storm, Jackie Moore, and Eric Young all sloppy drunk. They get out of the limo and Karen storms off, and EY says that Karen is beautiful, and Storm says it's obvious that Karen's going to the prom. What the F? They show off the World Drinking Championship title, which is it is a toy of the Spinner WWE title with a beer bottle glued to it.
Look, I'm not gonna laugh, dude. I lost my crap laughing at that, though.
Effing so stupid. Storm asks JB if he's part of the competition. Borash says no, and Storm says, "You have yourself a good day," and walks off. So respectful. Anyway, up next, we're about to get a match. How about that? It is It is the Black Machismo defending the TNA X Division title against Sanjay Dutt, who's big in India. This goes for 12 minutes and 1 second. Machismo has recently made SoCal Val his Elizabeth, basically. So she's clapping for him and taking his ring jacket and all that crap. In the end, Lethal hits the lethal combination, followed by a flying elbow drop for the win. Uncle Dave gave it trace and 1/4 stars. I gave it 3.5. I really like this match. What say you?
I gave it 2. I didn't like it that much.
It's not my match of the night.
I feel like we've seen better.
Yeah, we have. I mean, it was just kind of there. I had no... Look, I didn't completely think that there's no way Sanjay's winning, but at the same time, I was like, I don't really believe it. So, if I can't believe in the challenger, that kind of brings it down in my eyes. But after the match, SoCal Val gives Lethal a round of applause, and Lethal asks Sanjay for a handshake. Sanjay hugs him instead, and Lethal holds his arm up in celebration. Lethal calls SoCal Val into the ring to celebrate with him before Team 3D runs out to beat up Lethal and Dutt. Brother Ray even whips Jay Lethal with the X Division title. Doesn't look good, a big white guy whipping a black guy, but whatever.
I didn't pick up on that, but okay.
Am I the only one that thinks this?
I guess so.
He did it a few times, by the way. But anyway, he then backs Val into the corner. I hope she has her whistle. Referees hit the ring, but...
Oh, my God.
Team 3D still manages to hit 3Ds on both Dutt and Lethal. Brother Ray grabs the X Division title and says the Machine Guns cheated. They never beat Team 3D, and now they're taking that X Division title hostage.
Yeah, I remember this.
So my question is, did they hang around, but the Guns got showered and powdered off at the end of the night? Because, why didn't they come out?
They probably went to go ride the rides or something.
Yeah, right. Well, they had to go back and play some Halo. But
what was this, 2007? Halo 3, one of the best ever.
Yep. Backstage, Crystal asks Kevin Nash how he'll coexist with Kurt Angle as his partner tonight. How will they coexist, Greg?
They won't. They're tag partners. They got to fight. It's Vince Russo, which is something that was brought to my attention this year. I never caught on to.
Yep. It was always a Vince Russo staple. Well, they're a tag team, so why would they like each other? That's just dumb.
I mean, it's obvious as hell now, but I never saw it until you said that.
Well, and then
I guess
years
Brian
ago...
Alvarez said it. You told me, I guess.
He pointed it out. I picked up on it. I'm like, mother of God, he's right. But then... That was a thing, I think 2 years ago in the WWE, where it's just every single tag match, there was some storyline going on of how will they coexist? And it became a meme online. I was like, oh God, I didn't even realize that. But anyway, Nash says that they're not buddies, but tonight they've got a job to do. When Crystal asks if Sting's partner will be Scott Hall, Nash says he knows 100% that it's not Scott. Of course not. Scott's... I'm not even going to speculate. But now, in James Storm's locker room, he and Eric Young are arguing over who is the best drinker. They shoot back a few shots and pound some beers. This is ridiculous.
The Southern boy versus the Canadian in a beer drinking contest.
And all they need is an Irish guy, and they've got it covered. But now we got AJ Styles and Tomko defending the TNA World Tag Team titles against Rick and Scott Steiner, the Steiner Brothers. It's 10 minutes and 43 seconds for this one.
Still 2007 here, right? Just making sure.
Yeah, they had to they had to load up on some Metamucil earlier in the day and get everything moving properly. All right.
Was this before or after the match with Tomko and Sweet Tea?
Good Lord. This was before, because that was coming up on January 4th. So,
yeah, I could have said Bernard, but Sweet Tea's funny.
Well, Rick Steiner ends up taking out AJ inside the ring while Scott and Tomko are going at it outside of the ring. The ref gets bumped because, of course, Rick gets distracted, and AJ lambastes Rick with a steel chair and gets the pinfall win. Yes, AJ Styles and Tomko had to use nefarious means to beat these old dudes.
Yeah, I had that in the notes. I'm like, they have a cheat to win this?
Uncle Dave gave it a 1.5. I gave it 2 for slightly below average. What say you?
1 sucked. Blah.
Well, we now
Keep in mind, man, this is one of the greatest tag teams of all time, too, by the way. The Steiner Brothers.
I was going to say
wasn't happening,
Steiner
dude.
Brothers. Yeah, I know. Like, why? Why is it just why? The hell ever.
Well, it's a still one from you, because why not?
I guess so, man. It's, whatever. We now see that a white stretch limo has pulled into the parking lot. Commentary speculates that that's Sting's mystery partner. Well, you know what? You're bound to get it right one of these times, guys. Just keep pointing at cars and saying, that one's got him in it.
It's kind of like the Royal Rumble. Everybody's going to win the Royal Rumble. Everybody's Sting's partner.
Yeah, right. Crystal is backstage with Robert Roode and Ms. Brooks. Roode cuts Crystal off and gets super sexist before telling Samoa Joe that he doesn't fear him, and he made him bleed like a stuck pig in the past weeks. Roode then tells Ms. Brooks to stay out of his way, and he demands that she go to the ring with him. Up next.
I mean, if I'm him, I want her in my way all the time, but that's just me.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want her at ringside with me, though. She might distract me. All right, now we have got this. It is Robert Roode with Ms. Brooks in his corner taking on Samoa Joe in 15 minutes, 43 seconds. So there's a blonde... I completely forgot about this, by the way. There's a blonde woman in the front row with a sign that says, "Hire me, Robert Roode." What's her name? Like Rain something?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she turns into his manager later for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. And then she like tries to wrestle for a little bit. Nobody gives a damn, and she disappears.
I forgot all about that. Yeah.
Well, she's gone forever, bro.
That might be a good thing.
Yeah, right. I don't remember this woman's name. Apparently she was an indie wrestler, and yeah, that shows how much. Like, I remember some obscure crap, like, you know, people popping up in TNA. I can't remember a damn thing about this woman other than what we just mentioned. So, whatever.
After Mark, huh?
Yeah, right. Anyway, while Joe is chasing Roode around the ring, he effing trips and falls flat on his face.
On the face.
Roode gets dumped onto the apron at one point and accidentally kicks Ms. Brooks, knocking her out. Yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't know. Like,
that looked intentional as hell to me, but
I don't know. He got like dumped onto the apron. The camera kind of like, of course, the camera, I don't know if it was intentional or whatever. The camera angle sucks, so I can't see a damn thing.
No.
I know. I was shocked too. That's why I said I don't know if it was intentional that they didn't show it. But I guess she got kicked or something. I don't know. And next thing I know, I see her like knocked out. Like, all right. But in the end, Joe blocks the payoff, hits the muscle buster, and gets the win. Uncle Dave gave this 3 stars. I actually gave it 3.5. I thought it was a great match. What say you?
I gave it 4. I loved it.
Yeah, it was a fantastic match. I think
this was my match that I actually, now I think about it.
I forget, was Joe hurt when Roode was in NXT?
I don't know, but the safe bet's yes.
I just can't remember if they ever faced off in NXT. Because I'm like, this match was very possible, like, 15 years later. In a completely different company, too.
Was Joe hurt?
Yeah. Let's see. Does the day end in the letter Y?
I'll end the suspense. Yes.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh. It's like once a year, Kevin Nash blew something out in his knees. So.
And he hardly ever wrestled.
Yeah. Well, now, hey, I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, look, and you and I have talked about we're huge Kevin Nash fans, whatever, but I have no desire to ever see him in a ring again unless he's just coming out and putting up the too sweet and leaving.
Maybe jackknifing a small dude, but that's the extent. Yeah.
Hell, he could blow his damn knee out doing that.
That's why I said small dude.
It's big, small, it don't matter. He's gonna hurt something. But
you're right.
He blew his knee out doing the big boot one time. You remember that?
Yeah.
Like, damn, dude, you lifted your leg.
Legend has it he snapped a vertebrae doing the hair flip. Can't confirm that though.
Good Lord. This one time, you know, I had a long session on the toilet and I just couldn't stand up anymore. But anyway, I can neither confirm nor deny that was knee problems.
Oh, there's an image.
But yeah, Joe and Roode were awesome. They only got better as time went on. Joe plateaued at a certain point only because I think, as we just talked about, injuries caught up with him, and it was like he was still good, but god dang, he was hurt all the time.
He's like JJ Watt, man. He's like, he could be like one of the very best in the entire world, but damn, dude, he can't ever go because he's always hurt.
Right? I said the same thing.
JJ Watt's one of the greatest defensive ends of all time, but you're never gonna know that.
Right? Yeah. Well, like I said the same thing about Gronk for the longest time because he was hurt like consistently there for a while. I'm like, hot damn, dude. But anyway, backstage in Kurt Angle's locker room, he's staring at a monitor that is showing the mystery limo. Karen's trying to convince him that it doesn't matter who's inside, and Kurt completely flips out like, you know, a sane person would.
We are like 7 segments in deep with this crap.
Every damn pay-per-view, it's a running thread with F and Kurt Angle and JB and bullcrap in the back. Why?
Because like, screw you.
I get that he's the top guy, but like, dude, it's a pay-per-view. This is something you save for TV. God. But,
what you're talking about?
This is a point I put in my notes. I think the guys in the white coats and the white van need to come and take him away in a jacket that helps him give himself a nice big tight hug.
Well, Dr. Stevie ain't there yet, so
yeah, he needs to hurry his ass up. But when Angle gets into the parking lot, he, you know, of course, he's got to storm out there and see for himself. And he starts fighting with security guards that are in front of the limo until Sting runs up and he starts brawling with Kurt. And this sends him off. He finally takes off now, and security holds Sting back. Whatever. Crystal is standing by now with Christian Cage, Tomko, and AJ Styles. Christian says that
looking all the way live.
Oh, well, hell yeah.
Oh, and Crystal too.
Well, I don't know, man. If you're talking about Christian, according to Vince McMahon, he's very ugly, and we need to cover up that face. Christian says that Kaz needs to prove himself tonight, that he even deserves to be in the same ring as the Instant Classic. He says that the ladder match is his specialty, and Christian tells Tomko and AJ to stay in the back because this is important to him. So sometime around here was when he finally made the switch, and he stopped calling himself Captain Charisma completely, stopped using "that's how I roll," started saying, "if you don't know, that's, now you know." I don't know when the switch was, but I just remember all of a sudden he just switched one week, and I'm like,
we hit the switch.
The kill switch. Oh, I see what you did there. I'm wondering, it's like,
we keep being stupid. They're going to do that to our show, so roll on.
I'm wondering, it's like, I wonder if did WWE finally watch Impact and hit you with a cease and desist? Hey, he's still using his old stuff. How dare he? Anyway, this next one is Christian Cage versus Kaz in a ladder match finals in the Fight for the Right tournament, where the winner becomes the #1 contender for the TNA world title. I think I got that all in there.
The Fight for the Right tournament. It just sounds so stupid.
Yeah. This one goes 15 minutes, 13 seconds. So Christian takes a ladder to the face.
In the face.
It busts him open over on his upper lip and his left eyebrow. I'm like, ooh, that hurt me. And just like we talked about a couple of weeks ago, man, the contract falls off the damn clipboard.
Okay, but half credit, only the contract does, not the whole clipboard, to be fair.
Yeah. Only the thing that really matters fell off. Thank God.
My only note for that is who the hell didn't think, like, hey, maybe we're not going to hang paper with 200-pound plus men fighting for it.
They did this all the time in TNA. They always have a contract ladder match.
The fact that we have, okay, that too. I'm going to say the fact that we have back-to-back shows. Was it last week? Bound for Glory?
A couple of weeks ago.
Well, still. Within a couple of weeks. Where the same damn thing happens.
Right. 2 years apart.
Telling.
Right.
Oh,
dude.
God.
Why is it TNA always? I mean, maybe WWE did this. I don't really remember. Where they actually put a clipboard with a contract on it and they hang it above the ring. TNA did this all the time.
Was Eddie and Ray for Dom's custody? Was that a clipboard?
That might have been.
I forget.
Yeah. Okay. I think it.
I don't remember. It might have been a briefcase. Now I have that figure of Ray from that event. He came with a briefcase, so actually it might have been a briefcase.
That is correct. So,
but still, though. Anyways, 2 shows though where the thing that they're trying to fetch falls off.
Yeah, they didn't secure it better. Like, God.
Well, this wasn't even a securing thing. You hung a piece of paper.
Dumb.
Actually, in hindsight, they secured the clipboard pretty well. Right?
Yeah, right. Whatever. But either way, Mike Tenay tries to explain that the clipboard must be taken down in order to win. So not the contract, the thing that matters, but the damn clipboard has to be pulled down.
Bless that guy. He tried, man. He tried to save it.
Bless your little heart. But AJ Styles and Tomko do come out, and this actually distracts Christian. Kaz shoves Cage.
Yeah, because your guy's coming out distracts you.
Yeah, he's like, "Whoa, I told you to stay in the back." Hey, I thought I told you to stay in the back. What are you doing out here? But
AJ's out there acting like a little kid, like seeing his dad for the first time. Oh my God, Christian!
He's like, "You're home from work." Oh man, I've seen kids like when their parents come to get them from daycare. Like, yeah, that's the reaction. But Kaz shoves Christian. So Christian's on the ladder. Kaz shoves it over. Christian goes out onto AJ and Tomko outside, and then Kaz climbs the ladder and gets the clipboard and wins. So I know we just talked crap about it, whatever. But all in all, Uncle Dave and I both gave this 4 stars. What say you?
I gave this 4. This was one of my all-time favorite ladder matches.
It was great. Kaz was really looking like a top guy at this time. I was so happy he won.
So he cashed in that shot, was made to look like an idiot, but yeah.
Yeah. Not to spoil the future of Kaz here, from 20 years ago, whatever, or 15.
Well, you wouldn't know that looking at him. Damn dude didn't age. But yeah.
Yeah, right. But they set him on fire during this time. Not literally, figuratively. I know it's Russo, so I got to specify. They figuratively set him on fire. He was like, we're talking
Dungeon of Doom on fire. Yes.
Oh, of course, yeah. Drawing the money, the big shows, main events, all that. But he was taking on champions. He was having great matches in top programs, whatever. And then they put him on this random ass losing streak. He goes away, and they bring him back as effing suicide.
Like, and then after that, they put him in the dancing team with Daniels. It's worth noting that.
Yeah, I just.
Whatever. I can overlook suicide because it was a thing to promote the game, whatever. But
look, the tag team with Daniels was awesome, but at the same, I feel like they started doing what New Day took and ran with, where they were like, but as babyface, or as heels, whereas New Day was mostly baby faces doing that.
And there's one other little difference too. Wink, wink.
Length of their hair.
Yeah, Daniels has better hair than all of them.
Kaz did have amazing hair, but he chopped it all off. But
it's funny though. As of this recording, he could be New Impact champion. So let's see.
Finally. Not a moment too soon, eh? It's only been 20 effing years since, he started in that company.
Helps carry that company.
Right. Well, okay, you got to remind me, what the hell is the lame crap they say when he comes out now? Like, you guessed it, Frankie Kazarian or something?
Yep.
God,
that's an AEW. I
it.
don't think they do it in crack, but yeah.
Thank God.
You guessed it.
Yeah, just when I thought the coolest was the lamest thing he'd go by, like, well, hey, you know what? Shoot
I thought
for
he
stars,
was the
man.
future. Well, he was the future on Velocity.
Yeah. Well, remember there for a while he had the coolest on his jacket, and that was his nickname. Dumb. The future made sense.
Damn mouth.
The future made sense because he did the flux capacitor and all that, which of course makes time travel possible.
Well, yeah.
But backstage, Crystal and Jeremy Borash walk into the locker room of James Storm and Eric Young. JB pulls a flask from between Jackie Moore's cleavage before Storm and Young
that's going to happen on TV today.
Yeah. This is before both Storm and then Young do a beer bong. And then James decides to pour Jim Beam into the beer bong and shoot it before collapsing. I'd say. I don't
Why
care how
not?
well I don't care how well you hold your liquor. Nah. But Young says that means he's the champ. Right. Young says that means he's the champion. And then he walks off with a toy belt. God dang.
WWE title belt, actually.
Yeah. It's the spinner belt, like I mentioned earlier. The spinner belt.
Thursday.
Say what?
Clear as day.
Oh, well, yeah. And then they just glued a frickin' beer bottle to it.
It's funny I say this though, but I did chuckle at it a lot.
So effing stupid. I call BS because they didn't have an Irish guy going for that championship. So I feel like.
Well, they had a cowboy though. That's the next best thing.
A cowboy and a Canadian. All right, fine, but if you're going to bring in the best of the best, you got to bring in a Scotsman and an Irishman. Just otherwise, it don't count. And a German. I forgot you got to bring in a German. I don't know how many German wrestlers are still
When was
out
that
there,
when was that the rule?
If you want to be the best, Greg, you got to test yourself. All right, everybody knows this.
Sheamus wasn't a wrestler yet.
Yeah, that's true. Well, he might have been in the Indies, but yeah, I don't know.
Fair.
But either way, we're about to go into the main event, so we might as well take our second to last break. When we come back, it's main event time and the big surprise right after this. Follow the Main Event Marks at facebook.com/Main Event Marks Pod, on Twitter at Main Event _Marks, and on Instagram at Main Event _Marks and at Main Event Collector.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. My name is Thomas, and what's your name?
I'm Alan. Yeah. We're brothers.
That's right.
Yeah. Same mother and father.
Your room was...
we shared the room.
Shared a room.
We shared the room.
Thought I knew your face.
Yeah, we go way back, mate. Yeah.
We should do a podcast then.
We have.
We do a podcast.
We do a podcast.
What's it called?
The Broadcast. Yeah, that was planned.
Yeah. Well,
what do we do?
Well, we cover all different things in the world of pop culture. We're talking about comic books, we're talking about professional wrestling, and we're talking about movies. Go back and watch classic retro wrestling events, the likes of WWE, WCW, and if you do like that, you can check us out on Apple iTunes, also on Podbean, Anchor, and on Podknife. Also check us out on Twitter at The Broadcast. That's BROKAST. There. Nearly stuffed up the ending.
No, it's all right. Good on you.
Yeah. Instagram also at The Broadcast Podcast.
Remember, we don't spell it with a C. We spell it with a K.
Sorry, mate.
Take it easy.
Main Event Marks are available wherever you get podcasts and on YouTube. Find all of our links on our link tree at linktr.ee/Main Event Marks. And we're back.
We're back.
So before his entrance, Sting is on the Tron and he plays up his mystery partner one more time. Once he's in the ring, the lights drop and some music plays lightly. So
they milk the hell out of this entrance, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, this was cool and all, but I swear to God, it went for 2 whole minutes of them playing just this humming music, whatever. It reminded me of hell, they might have been ripping this off for all I know, but you remember when The Rock came back at Hollywood Rock?
I do, yeah.
Long ass intro. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, but I mean, for this one though, at least they didn't keep it. It was just the one time only.
God, yeah, I know. But either way, they milked that for 2 minutes, like I said, and then we hear, "Can you dig it, sucker?" And Don West explodes all in his pants. Like, good Lord. He reacted like a little kid, and he just like, "Oh my God, Santa! Santa! Oh my God!" The movie Elf. When they announced that Santa's going to be there, yeah, and he loses
I know him.
Crap. Yeah, right. I know him. You smell like beef and cheese. Anyway, yeah, but that's.
I do like how Mike Snee pointed out his very first in-ring interview on TV was with Harlem Heat.
That's pretty cool, yeah. He should have ran down Booker's whole resume for like 10 minutes, like he did with all the Japanese guys.
Oh, he's not Excrement, dude.
But
Excrement can get all that in like 2 seconds. Mike Snee might actually have to work for it.
Yeah, well, Mike drags it out, but god dang, I'm like, who cares? Like, not to pull a Russo, but seriously, it's like, bro, who cares? Like 10 minutes every
We're talking about
match.
now, bro. Right now, bro. Had nothing to do with that. No one cares.
Well, it's like you can hit some highlights, but damn, I thought Ross was bad with the freaking college resume. Either way, it is Kurt Angle with Karen Angle in his corner taking on, with Kevin Nash. They're taking on Sting and Booker T. And the added stipulation of this, which is another Russo special, is whoever gets the pinfall wins the world title. Because, you know, that makes sense.
Make a point to let you know Booker will win on his very first night.
Yeah, right. Well, that would have been super TNA of them.
Yeah, well, yeah. WWE, so yeah.
This went for 13 minutes, 41 seconds. I did say it's funny that 3/4 of this match are WCW alumni.
Yeah.
And here's I said Booker T having the potential to walk out as TNA champion on his freaking debut night is so LOL TNA.
Well, AJ Styles had that same chance in the Royal Rumble when he debuted, to be fair.
Was that the year it was for the title? Oh, I didn't remember that. No. Yeah, it's true, but God. But but you couldn't have accused them of it's like, oh well, he's got the stench of TNA on him. Like, who cares?
Oh, yeah. I think that's something they were trying to get rid of, actually, not accentuate.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But when Booker gets tagged in, Kurt runs from him like Booker T is a damn Grim Reaper. I mean, Booker's awesome, but seriously, like, be a trained killer. He's Kurt freaking Angle. Whatever. Either way, at one point, Kurt is knocked out. Nash hits the jackknife on Booker, and Sting drops Nash with a Scorpion Death Drop. And then Karen Angle distracts the referee so that AJ Styles and Tomko can run in and lay out Sting.
Because we need more of them.
Of course. Sharmell storms out to confront Karen. Oh, well, thank God Sharmell's here. I started to get worried.
The original Brandy, by the way.
Yeah, right. She storms out to confront Karen. That makes me laugh. And they get into a cat fight. Nash goes for the jackknife on Sting.
I'm already eating the popcorn at this point.
Kurt blasts Nash in the head with the world title because, you know, if Nash got the pin, he'd be the champ. And then
he's owed one, you know. He ain't got hurt in Bound for Glory 05.
Yeah, right.
Now in the archives.
Exactly. Kurt blasts Nash for the world title, like I said, hits the angle slam on Sting, and then pins Sting for the win. What a damn mess and a typical TNA main event. Uncle Dave gave it 2.25 stars. I gave it 2.5. What say you?
I gave it 2.
Why? Just when you've got the debut of Booker T, which is already, you know, a big thing going into it. And then you've got, it's Kevin Nash, so he's not going to do much. You got Kurt Angle and Sting and Booker T, but you need more run-ins and manager interference and like every time. Just have a match, man.
Some things never change, huh?
Every damn pay-per-view ending. Like, and it was Kurt Angle matches. It's not like it was just some dude who couldn't wrestle.
You know, he needs help. He ain't that good.
Oh, yeah, he's only the best in the world at this time. You know, why? God, you know, we can't just let him wrestle. Get a freaking finish to the damn match. And, like, if there's one thing where he screws the guy at the end, all right. But it's constant bullcrap.
That makes him look like an idiot, too. He needs to cheat all the time. Like, how are you the best?
Like, yeah, like, he's so incapable of just effing winning a match. But while AJ Styles and Tomko celebrate in the ring with Kurt and Karen Angle, a hurt-looking Christian Cage comes onto the stage to look on. This is where the show ends. So it's setting up...
Mercifully.
It's setting up that they're leaving the Christian Coalition and going to Team Angle. And then they behave like kids who are going between divorced parents.
Oh, man. I didn't even think about that. But...
AJ should have been like, do we get 2 Christmases? Oh, God. So dumb.
2 Christmases, 2 birthdays, man. We're going to have 2 Taco Tuesdays, man. Great.
Exactly. We're going to take our last break. When we come back, we're going to get into the final ratings right after this. Follow the Main Event Marks at facebook.com/Main Event Marks Pod, on Twitter at Main Event _Marks, and on Instagram at Main Event _Marks and at Main Event Collector.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan McCarthy, and I'm the host of the No Credentials Required podcast. Start your work week with the Monday Drop-In, where I talk about the sports beat in the Capital District, also known as the Mighty 518, as well as Metro New York sports from an upstate point of view. I also give a life lesson from a weekly sports story, so you might learn something from that. I also have a midweek podcast where I interview different sports personalities and talk about a wide array of topics. Take a listen and subscribe on your preferred podcast app, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. Also check out our social media channels on Twitter and Instagram, BellyUpNCR, and Facebook.com/BellyUpSportsNCR. We're a part of the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network in association with Godzilla Media. No credentials required, where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Marks are available wherever you get podcasts and on YouTube. Find all of our links on our link tree at linktr.ee/Main Event Marks. And we're back.
Always leave me on a sour note with these ones.
Oh, come on now. You gotta be like, no, and we're back.
We're back. There.
Yeah, so
shut the hell up and move on.
you gotta get into it, man. Anyway,
I hate the fact that the last match of any pay-per-view ever is bad. It shouldn't be like
leaves you with a turd taste in your mouth. You know, like have you ever eaten something where it looks like at first you're like, oh, that's not bad at all, and then at the end you're like, man, it leaves a bad aftertaste that I just can't, like, you brush your teeth like 5 times and like, ah, man.
Yeah, green beans. Had those the other night.
Wow. Well, final ratings here. Internet Movie Database gave this 7.7 out of 10. CageMatch.net gave it 7.02 out of 10.
Wow.
I gave it a 7.5 out of 10 for
wow.
C. But too much?
I gave it a D-, which of course means
it
passed. This guy graduates.
I mean, I will say I didn't hate the whole thing. Okay, so it's sandwiched with crap because the first match blew ass. The last match wasn't. The match itself was okay, but it's just like it was crap on top of it. I like the tag team match.
I could. The ladder match was the shining light for me, but
Machismo and Dutt I thought was good. The first tag match with Machine Guns and Team 3D I thought was good. Roode and Joe was good. And yeah, the ladder match was awesome. So, and the surprise was, I mean, I thought the surprise was cool.
I just thought overall it did not flow well.
Yeah, it was Genesis. It was fine.
Was the start in November? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because you always know that the genesis of something is always on the 11th month of the year. Dumb. Just like you pointed out, Final Resolution used to. Wasn't it like in spring or something?
No, it was in January.
Oh God.
I mean, it just
That
still
makes
made no sense where you could just have it in December. And then Genesis in January. How hard is that?
Bro, I can't math, bro. Bro, when I had to count, bro, I cried, bro.
Because my head hurt, bro.
God. Well, anyway, that does it for Genesis. We're down to one left. We're down to one left before we finish out the 2007 TNA calendar, man. You excited?
I don't remember this pay-per-view. I got to watch it, so I don't know if I'm excited, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, we got one coming up. It's actually the first week of December. We'll hit it. It's going to be TNA Turning Point 2007. It's the final one. So that's
that one is, that's the controversial one, which we'll get into. I'm sure you'll have notes on it. You should. It's big news.
I haven't watched it yet, so I'll have to check it out.
I'm pretty sure it's the one I'm thinking of. What was it the year before? I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, you'll have to point it out afterwards if I don't pick up on it.
It'll be blatantly obvious when you get the notes, but again, I have to see if this is the one I'm thinking of.
Okay. Well, either way, that is the second week of November wrapped up here. Next week, we're actually coming at you with something that is not going to end on a crap note. It is one of my favorite shows, one of my favorite years in WWE history. We're bringing you Survivor Series 2002 for its 20-year anniversary.
Much like a Sheamus match, it's a banger.
Yeah, it is a great one. Very excited to talk about it. I watched it and I watched it on my big screen TV and I got goosebumps all over again. I was like, hell yes, it holds up.
Also, a little sneak peek of one of my notes real quick. It's actually the very first WWE Survivor Series.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that is very true.
That is correct.
So I got one more in. But anyway, that is coming up next week. It's our one and only Survivor Series for the month. Unfortunately, I had other ones I wanted to talk about, though. We'll make it up for you next year with more Survivor Series. But either way, thank you for joining me here today, Greg. And we'll see you all next week with Survivor Series 2002 and the very first ever Elimination Chamber.